Welcome to the Cougar Cast here at the Kokomo Post Sports. I'm your host, Jay Stevens, and this is the place to get all the information on what's going on inside the athletic department at IU Kokomo. And joining us for this show once again, he is one of the two assistant athletic directors at IUK. It's my buddy, Grant Patterson. Grant, welcome back.
Yeah, good to be here again, Jay. Long time no see.
Long time no see, and you have been a busy man, not just at the time that we've not seen each other, but also just this whole entire summer getting ready and building up to sports starting once again in the fall. We've touched on volleyball schedule and recruiting class during the last show, but now soccer's up because their schedule is out.
Yeah, soccer's up. They're not far. I was just talking with Sohaila recently, their head coach, about a month from next week, a month from this week. Yeah, a month from this week, they will begin practice. So it's right around the corner. It's pretty incredible. I think practice starts for them August 5th, so it's legitimately right around the corner, and it's going to be a bit of a rebuilding year, but I expect the rebuilding to happen more so before conference play, and I assume with the dynamic and talented coaching staff that we have, along with some talented returning players, I expect that the learning curve won't be as steep as some expect, and I think we'll be able to compete at the top of the River States Conference as we have done for the last two seasons.
Grant, with their schedule, I know there's a lot of conference play in there.
Yeah.
Who do they play in the non-conference?
Yeah, so we're going to play some tough squads. We'll open up the year at SCAD, so Savannah College of Art and Design. They're number 6 in the nation in the NAI. They closed out last year number 6 in the nation, so that'll be a really tough test to open the year, exactly the way you should want to start your year if you're a competitive NAI program. They'll stop by Dalton State on the way home and play another non-conference match, and then when they get back to Indiana, they will play Marion University, and they close the year at number 10 in the NAI. So we're hitting them hard. We're hitting them heavy. We're hitting them hard. We're hitting them early. Like, we're going to play talented teams at a very, very quickly. I mean, I think our first match is the 15th and practice starts the 5th. That's 10 days. Let's get going. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a dynamic, not dynamic. It's going to be a very tough non-conference schedule. They'll host teams like Indiana Wesleyan. Indiana Wesleyan is an NAIA tournament team. We played in their opening round last year. There are many, many good teams. We'll go to Siena Heights. I know I'm drawing a blank on a few tough teams. We'll have a chance to avenge some losses. We lost 1-0 to IU Northwest last year at home. We will go to IU Northwest. We'll play them in Crown Point. So the non-conference schedule, it's very tough. But then River State's conference play hits you, and we open up against the team that we had to beat in double overtime to win the RSC championship last year in Rio Grande. So we'll host Rio Grande for the third straight year. Don't ask me how for the third straight year, but I had the chance to work with one of their women's soccer players at our conference baseball tournament. She was working for me, and she said that she is sick and tired of coming to Kokomo because it has not panned out well for the Rio Grande women's soccer team. So shout out to Charlotte Pilgrim. I hope we send you home sour again this fall.
Let's hope so. Not only is a schedule out, Grant, but also the recruiting class. And you mentioned earlier in the show that this is kind of a rebuilding year, which goes to show why there are so many players in the recruiting class this year.
Yeah, it's a big-time recruiting class. I think it was at 10 or 11. I can't remember the exact number, but I know it was at least 10. You have a set of twins coming in. Don't know how to pronounce their last name, so I'm not even going to try until they get to campus. But from Northern Indiana, we've got a lot of talent. We got a pair of talented players from Fishers. Not even going to try and remember anymore. I know we have one from Utah coming in. That's a big get. I know they were high on Kylan. I've heard a lot of good things about her. Kylan Lund, she's a talented player out of Riverton, Utah. And all 10 or 11, however many the class is, it's all incoming freshmen. So not hitting the portal. I know they hit the portal, look to see what they could find, but obviously they're okay with what they have in front of them, and several key pieces return. Although, yes, similar to volleyball, we lost a lot. Not similar to volleyball, we did probably lose a little more than we did on the volleyball court. But, yeah, ultimate trust in Sohaila and Caleb and company, and they'll have the squad reared and ready to go with some senior leaders who return a bevy of experience.
This is another one of those teams I'm looking forward to seeing play this year. Sohaila Akavina is actually the first IUK coach that we had on the show when I took over as host, and I really enjoyed getting to meet her. Had Brooklyn Garber on the show at that time, and I enjoyed that time she came back with that conference championship trophy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hoping this year, personally, maybe selfishly, I hope the team thinks the same thing, that they bring that trophy back to IUK as well. So, Grant, I'm hoping that Sohaila and the team can have the same success this year that they had last year.
Yeah, I know it's not necessarily a three-peat for you, but it would be a three-peat for the program.
Oh, nice.
So let's go three-peat for the program, bring it back to the Kokomo Post headquarters here in downtown Kokomo, and we'll celebrate as one.
Not only did we get the soccer schedule and recruiting class out,
Yeah.
but cross country, I believe it's up too. What can you tell us about their schedule?
Yeah, their schedule, I think the coaching staff made a couple changes. I don't know. I can't remember the weekends that they competed on their schedule last year. A lot of similar tournaments, or a lot of the same tournaments, I should say. Invitationals, different words for cross country. I always forget that. But there's only one time this fall where we will be competing on back-to-back weekends.
Okay.
So it gives the bodies a chance to rest. 6Ks, 5Ks. I believe women run 6Ks. Men always run 8Ks. They take a toll on you, man. Yeah. I couldn't run one in 2 weeks, so I understand why they're taking the weeks off and they're opting to go that route. But they'll compete in some tournaments that they haven't normally competed in. They'll go down to Evansville to compete in the Angel Mounds Invitational. That'll serve as a bit of a conference preview. Evansville's cross-country coach, maybe their track coach as well. He helped form this course at Angel Mounds near Evansville. Oakland City is located in or near Evansville, and they are up. It's their turn to host the River States Conference meet. So as part of that, you must have a preview meet available to the team. So they'll go to Angel Mounds to compete against D1 squads in the Evansville Angel Mounds Invitational. They'll go back there at the end of the year to kick off postseason. And if you don't advance out of that tournament or that invitational, then the postseason's over. But as we did last year, Hannah Wells will look to defend her River States Conference individual title. So the schedule is it's a tough one. You'll go to Indiana Wesleyan, as they do every year, to compete in the Twilight Open. They'll go to Louisville for the Live in the Lou Cross Country Classic. That's a very stout field, multiple different divisions and multiple different flights, if you will. But our flight is always a very talented one, to say the least. And they'll go to Riverside Park in Grand Rapids, Michigan for the NAI Great Lakes Challenge. So plenty of tough courses, plenty of courses that they're used to, though. All but probably 2 or 3 of them they have already ran. So that's good for the program and good for PR times and, good chance to qualify for nationals.
Grant, do you have any last comments about anything we touched on today with soccer or cross country?
Yeah, I'll go back into the cross country recruiting class a bit. I know it's 3 women, 6 men, all incoming freshmen. It'll be nice to have. I know we have 3 men from the area, as in like 30 minutes or so.
Okay. 1
from Northwestern, 1 from Carroll. I think I'm drawing a blank on the other one, but from the area. And I'm pretty sure all but maybe one, I think maybe all of them are from the state. So that's good to see that we're recruiting the state well. And Josh and Jordan have had these teams both in the top 3 or 4 of their conference each of the past years that I've been here. So that tells you all you need to know, that we'll bring in talent, we'll develop it. And as Josh and Jordan like to say, they're a blue collar program, and I'm sure they'll look to prove that this fall.
Guys, I enjoy anytime Grant can be on the show. He does a lot of great things at IUK, but also does a lot of great things here on the show for us, the consumer, to enjoy the show and also to provide the information we need about IUK athletics. And before you know it, the seasons will be started. And Grant, one more time, where can people check out everything we touched on today and do kind of write down the schedules in their calendars to know when they need to go to games?
Yeah, so the main way to go is either go to iukcougars.com, super easy, iukcougars.com. Check us out on X at IUK Athletics. Check us out on Instagram at IUK Athletics, and then Facebook. Facebook is a very underrated place to get information, I feel like, and IU Kokomo Athletics there. So 3 different social media platforms to find us on. We are on TikTok. We don't use it. We used it once. It was a very impressive TikTok that we made. Don't use it anymore. But check out iukcougars.com whenever you need it. And, man, I'm so excited to get these student-athletes back on campus and get sports reared back and ready to go.
I really appreciate Grant coming back on the show. He is one of the 2 assistant athletic directors at IUK. And, guys, this has been the Cougar Cast. We'll see you next time.